Hi guys, so a bit of a different one from us today. We've just got back from 7 days holiday. We did a split holiday. We did 4 days in Mykonos and 3 days in Santorini. So I thought I'd do a YouTube video about our trip and just some top tips and things like that. I'm not going to talk about the airports and COVID restrictions in this video, mainly because there's just like so much information out there and so many different things depending on your airline, depending on where you're going to. So we flew from Manchester, we flew with EasyJet, and we flew to Mykonos, and we flew home from Santorini to the UK. So if you've got any questions about any of that information, the airport, the airline, where we flew to, particularly with COVID, then just pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them that way. So this YouTube's going to focus on Mykonos, and it's going to focus on Mykonos in low season. We went in April, so that might just give you a bit more information about what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the things that we did when we were there, but also just some top tips around going in low season as well. So day one, we arrived in Mykonos about late afternoon, I think, and we got a taxi from the airport to our hotel. We stopped at somewhere called Mykonos Princess, which is just beautiful. I'll put some videos up of our hotel in a moment. But yeah, so it's just outside of Mykonos town. It's about a 10-minute taxi journey. Like I said, we got the taxi from the airport and we just flagged one down whilst we were there. The hotel have offered to do a transfer for us, which was a little bit more expensive. Our taxi from the airport to the hotel ended up being about €20. Like I said, we went in low season, so it was absolutely fine to just flag a taxi down at the airport because there was hardly any there. So you might, if you didn't want to get a transfer booked via your hotel, then you might just want to try and book something yourself in advance, because I reckon during peak season, the airport's quite small, so I think it'd be really busy to try and get a taxi from the airport. But yeah, so we arrived at our hotel. We had a really nice welcome. The staff are lovely. They gave us like homemade lemonade and like came and collected us from the bar when the room was ready. So it was really like nice and relaxed and casual there. So that was lovely. And we just chilled around by the pool for the first day. The weather was lovely, and we'd obviously been travelling all day and stuff, so we chilled around by the pool and had some food at the pool. And then the first room we were stopping in, I think it's a deluxe room with a sea view. So we did change rooms halfway through. Nothing to do with the hotel, nothing to do with the room. It was just our personal choice. But yes, we stopped in a deluxe double, I think it is, with a sea view, and I'll put the link up to that room. So that was stunning. And then on the evening, we went into Little Venice. So we got a taxi from our hotel to Mykonos town. The hotel organised that, and it was about €20. If you want to organise it yourself, certainly to come back from the old town to the hotel, it was only €15. I don't know what it would be like if you tried to get a taxi to pick you up from the hotel, but yeah, so taxi organised through the hotel to the old town, and then we walked through the old town and we went to Little Venice and we watched the sunset there. It's a really nice spot to watch the sunset. It's quite busy, but yeah, it was a really nice little spot to watch the sunset. What I will say is Mykonos town itself was really quiet, and I think that is because we were going during low season, so just to be mindful of that. So day two, we decided to hire a quad. Again, we did this all through the hotel. So it was €45 per day, and the company bought the quad bike to the hotel. It felt like it was a bit more expensive than probably if you'd have gone into Mykonos town and found your own, but it was just really easy. We asked for one to be sorted within about half an hour. It was at the hotel, so that was really easy. We hired the quad for 2 days, and we did that because we'd planned to go to some beach bars. If you go to Mykonos at the beginning of April during low season and you want to go to beach bars, do your research. We didn't, and we spent half the morning driving around to all these different beach bars trying to find one that was open. And there was a guy on a bike who clearly had the same idea as us, because every time we went to a different beach bar, he was also there in his bike. So yeah, it's just really poor planning from us, really. Most of the beach bars, from what we found out, open around about May time. But we had a lovely tour of the island. But yeah, we did find a beach bar that was open in the end. It was called Branco's Beach Bar, and I'll put the link up to their Instagram. It was amazing, and their Instagram, I get the impression it's like amazing all year round. It was really nice vibe, really nice food. We had sushi there. If you're into your like decor and interiors, the decor of the restaurant and the hotel itself is beautiful, and you know we love our interiors and our decor, so that was just an absolute added bonus. So that was a really nice day, and like I said, what started off to be a bit of a disaster ended up turning quite good, so that was nice. So we went back to our hotel, and then we decided just to stay local that night. So we went to a local tavern called, I think it's called Limos Tavern, and I'll put up like a location to where that was. It was super close to our hotel. So there were lots of restaurants that were near to our hotel, but again, because we were there at the beginning of April, most of them were closed. But you could walk to Limos Tavern from our hotel, so that was really good. Girls, heels that are a lifesaver on holiday. So these heels went down an absolute storm on my Instagram as well. They're from H&M, and I put a video of me walking in them, because you have to walk up quite a few steps to get to this tavern if you wanted to walk. But these shoes are the most comfiest shoes in the world. I literally bought them for this holiday, and they were fine. They don't rub, they didn't hurt me. Lads, if you want to treat your girlfriend to a pair of shoes for holiday, these are what you need to buy for her. They were so comfy, and they just made me feel a little bit nicer whilst I was on holiday, because usually I revert to like flat sandals when I'm away. So yeah, we walked there. It was a really nice local restaurant, really cheap as well, like €6 for half a carafe of wine, so like a proper steal. And we had local foods. We had moussaka, and it was just really nice to be local. Day 3 was a disaster. Okay, not a disaster, but day 3 the weather turned. So if you're going to Mykonos in April, certainly at the beginning of April, you need to be prepared for the elements of weather, because I wasn't. So I took one little denim jacket and like one blazer that I travelled in, and I lived in these coats, which is fine if it's cold-ish. But on day 3 it rained, and it was cold rain. So we were in Mykonos town. We'd got the quad bike into Mykonos town. We were walking around. Not much was open because it's low season, so again that's something to be mindful of. Like, most of the shops and restaurants were closed, and it was chucking it down with rain. We were trying to like go into little shops to have just a little like mooch around, and also to try and find me something to keep me warm, but because I'm really short, literally nothing fits me. So we ended up going into like some little local restaurant and just having some food, just to kind of get into the warm whilst it was raining. So yeah, the day of that was a bit of a disaster. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that we changed rooms, and the reason we changed rooms, like I said, was nothing to do with the room at all. But when we went back to the hotel, we were like, right, forget it, we're just going to get one of the rooms with a hot tub on the balcony, because the weather's not as hot as we wanted it to be, and like we're only here for another couple of days, so we're just going to do that. So the hotel were lovely. They sorted it out really quickly, like literally within half an hour of us asking, they'd sorted us out another room, got it all ready for us, and were really helpful. So then once we'd come back, we just kind of spent the rest of the afternoon in the hot tub. So yeah, and then on the evening we went to somewhere called Tokyo Joe's. I would 100%, if you like sushi, I would 100% recommend Tokyo Joe's. It's beautiful. It's got all like blossom trees there. The sushi is like insane. It's quite expensive, but it was so nice there, and it was really busy. I think we went on like, I don't know, like midweek, and it was really busy there. So I'll put the link up to Tokyo Joe's because they were really nice there as well. It's not in Mykonos town, Tokyo Joe's isn't, so you would have to get a taxi there and back. But it was really nice food, so I'd 100% recommend that. And then we were on to day 4 then, so that was our last day. So the quad bike went back. Because we'd obviously paid for the upgrade of our hotel room, we decided to just spend day 4 actually like chilling. We don't chill on holiday and we don't chill at home. So we were like, we kind of said to ourselves, we need to make sure we have some chill days. So we spent the day literally like on the balcony, in the hot tub. The views from our balcony room were gorgeous as well, so that was a nice bonus. Most of the views at the hotel seemed to be really nice if you were like facing out to the sea. So we spent the day in our hot tubs with our books and just really like chilling and doing what we'd kind of set out to do whilst we were there. And the hotel's stunning, so like why would you not stay around the hotel? So we kind of did that for one of the days. And then on the evening we decided to pop back into the old town, but particularly go to the port. I know I keep saying the old town's really quiet in April, and it is, but the port everywhere is open. So every single restaurant, all the bars, all the little cafes, they're all open on the port front. So we went back there, had a wander around, and we ended up eating in a restaurant called Vagera, which like it depends how you access the port, but if you get to the port from like the taxi point, then Vagera's like the far end on the right hand side. I'll put a little map up and show you where it is. We walked up and down the port. We've gone to quite a few different restaurants and looked at the menus and looked at the TripAdvisor reviews, and that one was a really good one. It's like the staff there were lovely. Like we asked if we could go towards the back because it was freezing again, and I just wanted to eat somewhere and not be cold on the evening. They didn't have a table at the back, but they carried over one of their like big heaters and put that next to us. So that was really nice of them, and just really nice food again and a really nice atmosphere there. So so that was our last night. And then the next day, day 5, that was when we went to Santorini. So we got the ferry across to Santorini. And what I'm going to do another video of Santorini because otherwise this video would just be way too long. So we split our holiday in half, like I said, did 4 days in Mykonos and 3 days in Santorini. So I'm going to do like a part 2 based specifically on Santorini. I've also done a bit of a mini vlog as well for Mykonos. That's on my Instagram, so if you wanted to check that out as well. That just shows like lots of the different things that we did. So so some of my top tips to take away from it really then, if you're going to Mykonos in early April or in low season, just be prepared that things like the old town, particularly the shops and the little cafes and the restaurants in the old town, not many of them are open. So if you're going for that abroad old town like hustly bustly vibe, you won't get it if you go in early April, or we certainly didn't. The weather is mixed, so just pack for the elements. We didn't, and we got caught out like running around in the rain in my shorts. So just make sure you pack for the elements. I'd definitely say like in the day we sunbathed on some of the days, but then on other days, especially on the evenings, it went a lot cooler. So like you want to be packing trousers and things like that for the evenings and like jackets. Some of the beach bars are open, not all. So again, if you're going for that beach bar club party vibe, I would suggest leaving it a bit later on until like May, June time, because that's when most of those beach bars and party like beaches are open. But if you want to just go for like a nice chilled beach bar, then just do your research and find out where's open, because early on in April there's not that much choice. And then in terms of like places to go, the port is completely open. So the port's busy, it's got a really good atmosphere, and we didn't have to book in anywhere, probably because of the time of the year that we went. But yeah, the port's open, and the port's a really good place to go for food and drinks if you're trying to find somewhere to go. I would 100% go back. Like, I loved it. I would just go back when it's a bit busier and a little bit warmer, but that's mainly because I love the sun and I hate being cold. So yeah, like and subscribe, and then if you're interested in hearing how we got over to Santorini and what our Santorini part was like, then take a look at the Santorini video.